Help him up, mate. Help him up.
Mr. Roger Buxton. Thanks for that applause. Might be a tad premature. Can you hear me at the back? You won't give us for a start. I feel I ought to warn some of you that don't know me that I do and have for a long time now suffered from Tourette's. There may be a few swear words. They're unintentional. But I don't want to offend anybody. If anybody is likely to be offended by the odd swear word, you might as well fuck off next door to Packet for 20 minutes. If anybody's expecting a light-hearted, entertaining talk on a relevant subject, you might as well follow them. Barack Obama, I'm not. In fact, I was quite surprised to be actually talking this evening. Kelvin likes to take advantage of people when they're pissed. Not in a Brokeback Mountain sort of way. When I realised I was going to have to speak, I thought, how do I get information on after dinner speaking? Because I've never done it before. Now, we know Jerry's a know-all, but I didn't go and ask him. I Googled it. Big fan of Googling. Two particular websites came up, both conflicting information. Try and ask Mick Cowper and John Thornton a question, they'll both give you completely different answers, and then they'll spend all day arguing about who was right. One thing about last year's speaker, and this is the last time we'll mention him, Brian, when he was talking, he was very disrespectful to Eddie Howard Stewart, I thought. Now, as 45 years as a drinking man, the one thing I've learnt is you don't upset the landlord. You don't bite the hand that pours your ale. So just to make amends tonight, if we could just raise our glasses to Eddie Howard Stewart. And you notice they're all full glasses.
Now, I've been a member of this club now, I'm in my 31st year. I've seen a lot of changes. I was a young lad with hair like Bon Jovi when I started. Stood here now like Jasper Carrot's grandad. I was slim then as well. In fact, I still think I'm quite slim. It's just tonight I borrowed my shirt off Kevin Chatt. It's one of them his wife irons over a wok for him. But it happens to us all, ageing process. Even you, Rudy, it'll happen to you. We all end up looking like our dads. Rudy's sat there now thinking, I hope to fuck I'm adopted. But during that time, 30 years, I've been to a few of these gentlemen's evenings. Gentlemen. One of the best speakers I saw was Gilbert Gray QC. But he's bound to be good. He speaks for a living. He speaks in High Court. I can't emulate Gilbert Gray. The longest word I know is wheelbarrow. Unless I'm doing a talk with Alan Titchmarsh, it's not a shitey good. And then at the other end of the scale, another one I found entertaining was the rat catcher from Filey. Now, he gave a very interesting talk about Britain's biggest pests. Then I was going to try and work a joke in about Dennis there, and I thought, no. And then some of you might remember the year when my friend Roger Kennedy thought it'd be a good idea to get some strippers. Nick remembers it. What in fact he got was 2 prostitutes from Leeds. We got them in this room and Nick couldn't lock them doors faster. Especially when Nick realised they did extras. Remember, 1 or 2 members had strawberries and cream served in quite an unusual manner. So back to tonight, what I was going to talk about. Well, I was a commercial fisherman for 8 years, so I could have done some fishy tales, but fucking Nomi's beaten me to that. And made money out of it. Looking at the guest list, there's no way I'd stand up here and talk about sailing in a room with like Sir Brian Sizer and Anthony Dearden. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, Anthony's been sailing since he was an egg. I had a great deal of affection for Anthony's dad, Derek, and I learned everything I know now about Bangalore torpedoes from Derek. There is somebody in this room, however, that would benefit from a bit of education on sailing.
He's here.
That's the quarter-wit and part-time magician Lee Skate. In fact, 14 years of sailing, he still knows no more now than the day he first stepped on a boat. He's got his own vocabulary when you sail with Lee. He doesn't beat to windward, he zigzags. We'll zig over there and we'll zag over there and we'll be off like Billy O. You don't know about Lee though, and this next bit's true, this is deadly serious. He was a former child actor. He played Billy Casper in the touring version of Kes. To you posh folk, that's like the Barnsley version of Tom Brown's School Days. But Andrew Boys, our guest at top there. Boys for value. Now the learned ones among us will realise that value is Latin for load of old tat. I once bought a pair of deck shoes there, blue ones. I think they were $2.99. First time they got wet, I spent rest at summer from my knackers to my ankles bright blue. But they do some good stuff. They've got a brilliant range of pork scratchings now for me. We've got a lot of medical men in club now. We've got doctors, we've got paramedics, Andy Volans. Andy Volans is a font of all knowledge. You can ask him any question and he'll give you an answer. But make sure you've not got any pressing engagement because he will talk a glass eye to Stories he's told me is when he was drilling somebody's head for brain surgery. And just at that last bit, he pressed too hard straight into mushy bit. Now, I've seen him trying to put up shelves and DIY. We're all schoolboys at heart. The stories we really want to know about is them people that go in with the 6mm ring spanger on the tallywhackers, don't we? And a vacuum flask of Scotch broth stuck up their knotholes. And the excuses they give for being like that. You'll probably know about that, Lee, wouldn't you? And we've got Tom Clark.
Leave me alone.
Tom could tell us a lot of tales about the pot pie contest in the Leeds Army. The fierce rivalry between competitors and the secret surrounding the recipes, or a little bit of it's a fix, because it's either Tom or the running man that wins. And we've got Brian Sizer, the man that's a legend in his own lifetime. Well, several lifetimes. Jedi Knight, Brian. Man to be respected. He's got lots of stories to tell. And then there was his hang gliding exploits. And one time he jumped off Bristhorpe Cliffs, hanging onto his kite, and he wasn't strapped into his harness. The only thing keeping him up there was his grip on the handle. Having seen how tight he hangs onto his money, there was no way. I mentioned Mr. Pastry earlier. What I want him to be known for, and I've got a campaign going to get him known for it, is his efforts to rid Scarborough of the grey squirrel. Ever since he found out he could put him in sausage rolls and not... I've not been able to talk about what I was going to talk about. And when I sailed with Roger Kennedy, he calmly came through storms, gales, sleep deprivation. When I forgot to put his taters in half, he went fucking And I've got to leave you with a thought to take away. So think about this. Why did kamikaze pilots wear helmets? Thank you.